Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to set up a juvenile green keel bellied lizard, also known as Gastropholis prasina. We're going to turn this 18-18-24 Exoterra into this. This species comes from East Africa, specifically from tropical forests and woodlands on the coast of Kenya and Tanzania. Gastropholis prasina can be skittish, especially in new environments, but they are a super intelligent animal, and if you give them time to adjust and work with them, you can definitely build a good relationship with them. I haven't had this juvenile for too long, but he's already eating off tongs for me, and I'm sure in no time I'll be able to pick him up and walk around with him on my shoulder. As always with any naturalistic setup, you always got to start with a drainage layer, and in this case we're using bio balls. Next up, I mixed up a bunch of different substrates together. I used organic potting soil, leaf litter, Exoterra plantation soil, and cocoa husk. I then mixed it all together and added it to the tank. Oh, I also forgot to mention, make sure to separate the soil from the bio balls with a screen mesh. I use window screen mesh. Next, we scape. For this scape, I'm going to keep it super simple. I've had this piece of wood for a while and didn't know what to use it for, but I think it will make the perfect centerpiece for this tank and create a lot of climbing room for the juvenile Gastropholis prasina. I also ended up adding this piece of cork to the bottom of the enclosure to act as a hide, but really I haven't seen him use it once so far. Okay, time for plants. Before I show you what plants I added, let's add leaf litter. For the plants, I'll put the names on the screen and in the description. I also added some dwarf white isopods into the setup. Now let's talk about lighting and heating. This tank sits on my rack under a Sunblaster LED, which does an incredible job for growing plants. For heating, I'm using the Exoterra compact top with a 50-watt daylight basking spot. This brings the top few branches to about 35 degrees Celsius and creates a gradient all the way to 18 degrees Celsius under the cork on the floor. And don't forget your UVB. Gastropholis prasina are a diurnal lizard that will spend a large portion of their day actively moving around or basking. I'm using the Zoom Edge ReptiSun 5.0 UVB for this enclosure, but of course do your own research. As I mentioned earlier, this species comes from tropical forests, which means the general ambient humidity is going to be on the higher end. I mist this tank several times a day and try to aim for a 70% humidity at almost all times. Gastropholis prasina are insectivores. I feed mine a variety of insects, like crickets, superworms, and roaches, but they will also sometimes eat some fruit, so I do offer him some crested gecko diet once or twice a week. Let's quickly also talk about sexing them. Green keel bellied lizards can be sexed by looking for femoral pores between the hind legs. Males will have a row of these pores, females will not. Also, a quick disclaimer, this is a juvenile Gastropholis prasina. He will grow and will eventually need a larger enclosure. All in all, I think Gastropholis prasina make an incredible pet. They are fairly easy to care for, they make an awesome display species because they are always on the move, and they're super intelligent, so if you put in enough work, can become a tame, handleable species. And as always, make sure you do your research before bringing any new pet into your home. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. If you have any questions about Gastropholis prasina or this setup, leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you on the next one.